This is going to be fun. We're going to talk about latex foam mattresses and all kinds of stuff made in Connecticut and Hamden. So I want to welcome the CEO of KTT Enterprises, Nancy Coffey. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And thank you for being a female entrepreneur. I love that. Let's tell the story of KTT Enterprises. It has a long history. Let's start out with your father-in-law and another guy. What happened?
My father-in-law, Bill Coffey, was a very smart chemist who worked in the rubber industry. He found out that his company was going to be closed that he was working in, and decided with another partner that he would open a latex factory. So Steve Kordiak and Bill Coffey opened up Latex Foam Products in 1975.
And then what happened?
Well, 1975, it flourished for 10 years, and they outgrew their building, and then they moved to Ansonia, where they bought a huge factory, and again, that flourished until 2001.
Where there was a huge fire.
It was a devastating fire.
And it put how many people out of work then?
It affected 200 families plus all of the businesses in the area.
So you and your husband start thinking what? That you would start a business from that business?
Well, before we started thinking about it, the business was rebuilt in Shelton, Connecticut, and again thrived. It's now on River Road in Shelton, Connecticut, and that's now called Talalay Global. But in 2004, they decided to discontinue the solid latex foam business.
Right, which is really soft.
Oh, it is. It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous material. And to continue with the pin core latex foam, which is for mattresses and pillows.
Okay.
So the opportunity was presented to us to purchase this line with the machinery and we really hadn't planned on opening a factory.
Well, you had no idea what you're doing in some respects. I mean, your background wasn't in latex foam factory mattresses or anything like that.
No.
Your background was what?
I was an art director in Fairfield County in graphic design.
And your husband was doing what?
He was in the family business. At one point, this was the family business.
But he was traveling.
He was traveling weeks on a time, and so I had put my business on hold to raise our kids, which were at that point 10 and 16 years old.
So the two of you really stuck your neck out a bit with KTT Enterprises.
Yes.
And you laid it on the line, and you got going, and you make all kinds of stuff now. Let's go through some of the things that you make. First of all, you make mattress tops.
We do.
And we played around with this one. This is thick and awesome.
Isn't it beautiful?
It's beautiful. Made in Hamden, Connecticut.
Yes, we fabricate it in Hamden, Connecticut.
Then you came up with this, which is great for toppers, for college students. And how did this idea come about?
Well, that came about because our oldest daughter went off to college, University of Tampa, all happy, moved down there, great, in the sunshine, and called us the first night and said, "Mom and Dad, I am not sleeping on this mattress." And she had grown up with latex foam. She even had her crib mattress was made out of latex foam when she was a baby. And so we shipped her a slab of latex,
Yeah.
Probably about 2 or 3 inches thick.
Yeah.
That was fine. Well, then her roommate wanted one, and then other kids in the dorm wanted one.
And we're not talking egg crate stuff. This is actual foam.
Latex foam is made from rubber. That's what latex means, is rubber. Egg crate and memory foam are made out of plastic. They will never decompose. Latex foam is biodegradable, antimicrobial, and dust mite resistant. It's a fabulous sleep service.
Where do you get your materials to make this? Where does this, how do we make this from start to finish? Because I've seen the big machines
Yes.
that you have in your factory, but where does the substance come from that you make this? Malaysia, correct?
Yes, Malaysia. The latex itself, the liquid latex, is tapped from the rubber tree, much like maple syrup. It's actually tapped out of the trees, and it's a renewable resource. There's latex farms in Malaysia and surrounding areas, and the liquid latex is brought to the U.S. where it's partially compounded in Georgia. That's our sources in Georgia, and then it's shipped up to Connecticut, where the pin core is made in Shelton, and the solid is made at our factory.
So you've partnered a little bit with the two factories. So how does a cosmetic company hear about you? Because you've got these little things and these little things. So let's talk about that. How do cosmetic companies find out about your makeup sponges?
Well, latex is pretty well known in the makeup industry. It's considered one of the higher end applicators. So it's been around quite a while. A lot of the companies went to China for a few years thinking a better price, large quantities, and they're starting slowly to come back to the United States, made in USA, a better product, renewable resources. They'll contact us through the web or just call us because we've been in the makeup industry for quite a while.
Who are you selling to, Nancy?
These little 4x3x1s go to CNN for their makeup rooms. This beautiful lip was designed for Laura Geller. She's a makeup artist in New York City. We also deal with Cover FX, the Weather Channel, quite a few different, a lot of companies we sell to then resell to other makeup companies. So we really, sometimes we don't know where they're going.
So you found yourself into NASA too.
Yes.
And tell me what this material, where does this go?
Well, I think NASA found us.
Okay.
We don't really make many sales calls. A lot of people, it's a very small market, so people are looking for latex foam.
This is very thin, so where does does this go in the suit? Where does this go?
This is a component in the NASA spacesuit, and from what I hear, we aren't given all the details.
Perhaps.
Exactly, it is. I'm pretty sure that it goes in the Snoopy cap. If you're in the cartoons, you see Snoopy riding the Red Baron. There's a cap that goes on before the huge suit goes on. And this product, the solid latex, is cut to a very thin piece, and we ship it to a company which then puts it into the NASA spacesuit.
That's kind of neat, right? Every
is.
time you see a space flight, you're sort of up there.
Yes.
Well, you are up there with your product.
It's also nice because, you know, NASA has to hold to very strict
Guidelines for their astronauts.
And so we do.
This I found interesting. What is this, Nancy?
This is a hoot. This is called a cricket ring. And farmers down south raise crickets. Their majority is down south. They raise crickets because some pets, eat crickets as their food. So we've been dealing quite a bit with the cricket farmers who add water to this, and this is a wicking process where the crickets will drink their water off of this inside their cages. But recently, crickets have become
A food for us.
yes, yes.
Perhaps they always have been, but some like them more than others.
Yes, it's great protein. They crunch it up and put it in shakes, and it's becoming quite popular. So now this is one of our hot items, you might say, at the moment.
Crickets. Is this rewarding as a female CEO of a company to see this expanding and to see what the two of you have built? It's you and your husband, and you employ a couple other folks,
yes,
depending on what happens. What are the rewards that you're reaping from this?
Well, we're happy to let people know that latex foam is a great product. Also, I don't think it's so much being a female in the industry. There's a lot of females in the industry right now, in the cosmetic industry, in the horse saddle industry, bedding, not so much in the bedding, but it's fun. It's fun, and the reward I reap too is to manufacture in Connecticut,
which is
in our
wonderful.
hometown, around our hometown.
We're going to look at some pictures now of where else your latex foam is. So the first picture, well, there's a couch, right? You find yourself in couches for all kinds of companies?
Well, we deal with a lot of high-end designers because latex foam is known as kind of like the Cadillac of upholstery foam. So it's a very high-end product. So we deal more with the designers, not the mass production.
Do they actually come to Hamden and look at stuff? Do you actually have conversations there?
Sure.
Or is it more phone stuff? They want to see it and
They're
feel
welcome to come because latex is offered in very soft foam up to very firm foam. So it depends on what you're building. If you're building a couch, of course, you want to go a little bit firmer, a higher ILD. If you're making a pillow and you're designing pillows, you might want to go with a very soft ILD, which is considered the density.
How long does a topper last?
Oh, at least 15 years.
15 years, so that's a good warranty on that one.
Yeah.
Let's look at the next picture. All right, well, here's the U.S. House of Representatives. Tell me about this story.
That was a great job. That's been ongoing for 2 years now. The House of Representatives contacted KTT and asked for samples, but they knew they wanted latex foam in all their seats. So we sold them not only the pin core, but a piece of solid underneath to reinforce each seat in the House of Representatives. So all 435 seats are have latex foam inside.
Made in Hamden, Connecticut.
You bet.
So how did somebody call you? How did this job happen?
A person from the House of Representatives called us and said, we're looking for latex foam made in the USA, and we want you to supply it.
Did you take the phone call?
I did, yes.
And were you kind of proud about that, or thinking, wow, this is quite a job?
Yeah, I think it's quite a compliment.
I think
do.
so too.
It's pretty cool.
All right, we have another picture.
We're also hoping to get the couches next in the House of Representatives.
Well, I hope they hear this so that
Yes.
we can get Hamden into the House of Representatives there. Saddles.
Yes.
How is this in saddles?
The solid latex foam,
Yeah.
again, something in between this thickness and this thickness is used for high-end horse saddles. Right on the sides there, as you see, it's some people use plastic base and it doesn't hold up as well. So the higher-end horse saddle makers use our solid latex foam.
What is the strangest request you've received for your company where you said either yes, we can do that, or no, I don't think we can do that?
We have helped people with quite a few different pillows. People call us with different ideas for pillows. An 8-sided bed, that was something different, but that was not a problem.
8-sided bed. Explain that to me.
Somebody in their house wanted an 8-sided bed, so we cut it. It was not a problem. We can cut an 8-sided bed.
You can cut anything.
Sure.
Moving forward, are there things that you have on the design table right now that you might be coming out with in the future that you can tell us? Something you're looking at?
Some of the newer products are Zabutons for meditation, because latex foam is a natural product and the people who meditate prefer to use natural products. So we kind of go with the flow with what the newest ideas are. That would be one, and the other is tiny houses. As you see on TV, this is the perfect upholstery foam to use in tiny houses because everything is custom made.
Sure. Couches,
Beds, up in those lofts. This is perfect. You can cut it to any thickness, any shape, any size.
I keep thinking if I could live in 250 square feet. I just don't think so.
I don't think so.
But they're so popular.
Some people do. Yes.
So you have this, you have this. This has become so popular on college campuses. And
Yes.
you put it with a bag so you can carry it anywhere, and you can sleep on a friend's floor if you want to as well.
You could. And the kids bring it home and take it back for all 4 years. It lasts longer than that.
Nancy Coffey, thank you so much for coming on and telling us about your business in Hamden, and it's made in the USA in Connecticut.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Made a trivial pursuits when we're missing. Who's this girl I spend all night kissing? And the ball's right here, then who else is missing? Got a little sidetracked if I'm a wishing. I found the keys to the door, but it's also a metaphor. Things keep locked in the grocery store, but mine just to save time. Skip right ahead to the last ride. The harder we look, the less we can see. Don't you know, that you need me.